Well, a lot of people have been asking how did I meet Taylor and stuff, and I've had a lot of questions, so I thought maybe I could do a video so it could kind of help explain and answer some people's questions about the whole thing. So it started June 23rd, which is the day before my concert, and I saw people, Taylor was online on Tumblr, I saw people spamming it like, oh my gosh, whatever. And so then I posted some awkward things, awkward selfies and stuff, like, oh yeah, I'm going to the show, and then I put, I'm seeing you tomorrow, Taylor, just as a casual post. And then she didn't like it. I didn't think she'd seen it or something, didn't want to like it, whatever. And then she tweets her camera roll, and that is me. And and then I freak out and I run upstairs like, oh my gosh, Taylor Swift just tweeted that thing, Taylor Swift just, oh my gosh, camera roll, seeing her tomorrow, best day ever, until tomorrow, yeah. People started messaging me like, you know, you might meet her, and I was like, no. And then I was just like, no, I don't want to get my hopes up or anything. I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm totally gonna meet her, and then I don't, and I'm like, oh, this is awkward. But like, I was just excited to go to the show, and the fact she knew I was going to the show is pretty cool. And then I was gonna go to sleep early, but I thought I might as well straighten my hair just so my hair doesn't look like this. So looking at the Glasgow show, updates on that, I'm just like, oh, that's cool, she's out of the woods. Oh, she looks so pretty and stuff. And then I'm just on Snapchat. I remember I was on Snapchat because I screenshot it, and then I looked at, I got a notification, and it was Taylor Swift sent you a fan mail. I was like, how did she send me a fan mail? She's on stage. How, what? And then it was from Taylor Nation on Taylor Swift Tumblr, and I was like, and then it hit me what it probably was, and then I'm like, okay, calm. I cried, and I started sobbing. I ran down to my sister, to my mum, to my dad, like, oh my god, and then they're like, calm, Rachel, chill. And oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe what was happening. I wasn't allowed to post it on social media or whatever, so then I'm all excited about the whole thing. And then they said they'd call me, but they didn't call me that night, so I was like, oh, maybe I'm not meeting her, maybe they just wanted to like generally know for something. And then, so I'm like freaking out, and I get to school the next day, and people are like, you might meet her, you know, and I'm, no. But inside I'm like, I think I am, but I'm still not sure, but I think I am. So then I got to graphics. I was in my graphics lesson, I was just on the table, writing out this thing, and then I was constantly checking my phone, and constantly getting more and more panic, like, and then I got a text from my sister, like, Rachel, they've called. You're meeting her before the show, you're not allowed to tell anyone, try be calm. And then I start crying in the middle of a graphics lesson, looking kind of crazy. Well, people knew I was seeing her, so it kind of made it more subtle maybe. So I'm just sat there crying, trying to write this thing. I wrote one word that lesson, but it was in bubble writing. The arena, I just got changed because they're my uniform, so I put on this black top and my white and black cat skirt. And then head to the arena, saw like everyone, and then I was just talking to my friends. And then it got to the time, so I went to the place where they told me to get this letter, and I got the letter. This letter that's actually framed, so I'm going to show you the frame thing. That's probably, I'm going to have to show you multiple times. This is heavy as glass. But the letter's the red thing down there. So I got that, and then I was reading it. So I was just like, wow. And then this is when people knew, but not everyone, that I still wasn't allowed to post on social media, but people in the arena could obviously know because they'd seen I'd opened the letter. So then I had people coming down congratulating me, and I was just so happy. I still can't believe it. I really can't. It was so cool. I was really, really happy. That then we lined up to get inside, and then it got to about 6 and the doors didn't open. And then I started stressing out, like, I've got to be at the meet and greet place at a certain time. So I was stressing out a lot. And they finally opened the doors, went to the place they said, and then they were like, yeah, you can't get down to the floor from here. And I was like, oh no. And then I panicked, and then I went to Taylor Nation, and then everything was fine. So we went down, and we stood with everyone, and I was just really happy. And then we had to wait for an hour, which was the longest and coolest hour of my life. Like, it just felt really long. It was really scary. Like, we told us the meet and greet details and just everything that was going to happen, so everything could just flow smoothly. And then it got to just a bit later, and then we had to put our bags on this little table, and they had to put everything we had. We couldn't take anything in with us, So we put our things for Taylor, which they also put on a different table, or maybe the same table. They put it on a table anyway. And then we walked in to the room, and it was the Loft 89 room. It was slightly different from the American ones I've seen, because it didn't have the big Loft 89 bit, but it was really nice. It was so pretty inside. It was like black kind of curtains with white chairs, and it was really nice. Yeah. And then we're lining up just outside, and then Taylor is behind this curtain, the white curtain that's in my photo. So she's behind this other one, and then it's just like, okay. Taylor says, and the first group goes in and we can hear her, and then we all lose it, like, it's Taylor Swift. It's her voice, like, because we recognise her voice, so it's just really excitable. And then they went in, and then they'd all come out like crying, like, oh my gosh, we done that Taylor Swift. So the ballerinas went in, and I was like, I'm next. Freaking out completely. Couldn't believe I was about to meet Taylor Swift. Oh wow. Okay, and then it got to my turn, and I got a little meet and greet thing that had a code on the back, which is how I got my photo. It opens this curtain, and Taylor Swift is stood in front of me. I just couldn't believe it. She was really in front of me, like, which sounds like, obviously she was in front of you at a meet and greet, but when you're really there and you really see that Taylor's just in front of you, it's like, ah, and like they catch you away. So then I'm just so happy. I just remember being so, and I remember just that curtain smiling, okay, and I'm like, okay. So I go in and hug her, and she's so tall. Like, I'm not really that tall, but she's really, really tall. So I'm just like, wow. And she gives really good hugs. Like, she's the only person I know that gives hugs like that are like the ones where they pull you in and just really tight, and like you feel the magical. To say it like easily, to explain it, they are magical hugs. Like Taylor Swift gives magical hugs and the magical things. So it's so, I just remembering it. Every time I talk about it, I just smile like a lot because it makes me so happy. Like, I'll be having a really bad day, like something will happen, and then I'll just be like, oh, and then I'll be like, you know, hear about Taylor Swift. I just do this constantly. I'm so annoying. Anyway, back to tell annoying stories. So then I talked to her, and then she was like, oh my gosh, your necklace is so pretty, and she like picks up the necklace, and it's this one. I have it in a box because I don't want to wear it again because she's touched this. And look, that's the necklace. And I love this necklace, but I don't want to wear it again now because she's held it. Like, make a wish, and I was like, what? This is my wish. And then I just told her how pretty she's so pretty. I've only ever seen her on tour in photographs, so seeing her right there, because like at the Red Tower was kind of a distance away, kind of close, but like I couldn't see her face, but like I could see it. She's in front of me. Like, what even? Oh, I was very, very excited, and then she just talks to me. Like, I was really nervous. I was startled, like, it's so weird having your favourite singer in the world in front of you. But it didn't feel awkward. It didn't feel like she was like, just some little fan that's like freaking out. She was like, she started the conversation and she was really nice about it. Like, because I've always had this fear, like, whenever you meet your fave, like, you've always had stories that people are like, I'm kind of disappointed, it kind of wasn't good. But I've never heard this with Taylor Swift. So I was like, she sounds like a magical being. She is a magical being. Taylor Swift is a magical being. Literally, like, when she's in front of you, she's so pretty. Like, she's not real. How is she real? She's so pretty. And then she called me pretty and adorable. So whenever I'm sad, I just remember, like, Taylor Swift has called me pretty and adorable. Like, goals. Hashtag goals. So I'm just like, ah. And then we just talk a bit more. It's just talking, me being awkward. And then she's like, oh my gosh, I always seem to match with my friends, and we're matching right now, like accidentally matching. And I knew what she was talking about because she liked this post on Tumblr about it, that she's matching with her friends. And I was like, oh my gosh, because I was wearing black and a white and black thing, and so was she. So I was both like, yeah. And then she was like, so do you want to get a picture of something? And I was like, it was more and I was like, yeah. So then she puts on the photo, she's like this on me. She's really tall, so I'm like down here. And she puts her hand on my head. She's like hugging me, and it was quite a scary moment, to be honest, because she's hugging me, and she's really pretty, she's really nice, and just everything's hitting me at once, and then I'm starting to cry, and I'm like, no, you get one photo, do not cry. So I'm holding back the tears, and my eyes start twitching, and I'm like, oh no, don't do this, no. And I was worried. I was worried like the whole concert. I would be in the concert and she'd be singing clean. I'd be like, oh god, what if I'm like blinking on the photo? And then when she's talking to me, she's like, oh my gosh, you're actually the perfect height. We like fit so well together right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm the perfect thing. And she was just so nice. And the fact she said that like as she was getting this photo with me, and then I'm trying not to cry. Like, that was one of my biggest fears, looking bad in a photo of my favourite person. Like, I was like, I'm going to be blinking on her. I'm going to be blinking, I'm going to be crying, I'm just going to look awful. So then the flash goes off, and then I'm like, okay, you can't change it now, Rachel. So I was worried. I was so worried, like the whole concert. I was just like, ah. And then as we walked out, we got signed photographs, and they are the wristbands we had. Look how well I actually managed to take that off without ripping it. I'm still impressed. It's been a month and I'm still impressed. So then that was so cool. What? So I just met Taylor Swift after, and I just couldn't. I walked out, one of the people were just like, are you happier now? And I'm like, yeah, because he saw me freaking out and having a bit of a crisis. And then so I walk out and I'm into the normal arena, and then I scream I met Taylor Swift, holding my symbol, I just met Taylor Swift. And then the tears come. And then I had to walk up the whole of between block 111 and 112, which was awkward because there's a lot of steps and I'm sobbing. I'm just like crying, holding this photo, just like, I just met Taylor Swift. And then people looked at me. A lot of people were watching, so I'm just like crying, and people are watching me, and I'm sobbing. And then just some people were just like, you just, and I'm like, I couldn't really say much. I just had her saying like behind me, just like, oh yeah, she being casual, and then it's me like, oh my god, and then I trip. Yeah, of all the times to trip, it has to be when like a lot of people are watching me. Love life. So that was embarrassing. And then I had to go get my VIP package, which people were asking me about. I think I posted photos of this before, and it's just with the bag, and then the photos that are these ones, the Polaroids. So then I get that, and I get my really pretty tour book, which is where I actually had everything before I framed it. And then I went into the arena after buying my merch, and Van Stroy was on, so I had to walk down the stairs in the dark, which is also very difficult. So I missed the very first bit, but then I got down, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So then Van Stroy was then I'm just really enjoyed it, and then Feel So Close comes on, everyone loses it, and the concert was so good. It was so amazing. Like, she was so. I saw this tour twice because I went to Manchester and then I went to Hyde Park at the weekend and saw Carly and everything, which was still really cool. So I just that was a really incredible week for me. Hugged me and said, I'm so glad I finally got to meet you. Like, how is this real life? I don't think it will ever sink in. Like, I still can't believe that the same girl that I've been idolising for like a very long time is the same girl that's hugging me in this photo, and I'm just so happy. Yeah, hope you liked it. I'm gonna put the photo of me and Taylor in. If you have any other questions or anything you want to know or anything, you can either do my Instagram, which is RachelLord22, or my Tumblr, which is RachelSwift22, and just like message me like, hey, or something. So yeah, I hope this helped maybe answer some questions or whatever.
So close to you right now.